In this video, we're going to talk about the planners and notebooks and other supplemental planning tools that I plan to use in 2024. So it's my planner stack video, I guess you could say. Hi, I'm Kristen, and I post functional planning videos on my channel a few times a week. If you're like me and you need a gentle reminder to just keep it simple, please make sure you're subscribed, and I'll be right back. I know I said keep it simple, and I promise this is simple. It doesn't look simple, but let's move everything out of the way. All of these things, so these are the planners. Everything else is just extra little stuff here and there that I just want to mention. It's not stuff that I'm using on a regular basis, and so I'm just going to kind of set it off to the side over here. But these three books here are the main books that I'm going to be using to actually plan out my life. Two of them you will see pretty regularly, and one of them may make an appearance every now and then, but it's going to be working daily in the background, so I just wanted to mention it in this video. So let's start with my main planner. If I didn't have any of this other stuff, this is the one that I would have. This is, I guess, what people would call a catch-all planner. This is my Erin Condren monthly planner. This is the planner I've been using for a year now. Well, yeah, I've been using it for about a year. This one I've only been in since July. This is the planner that some would describe as planner piece for me. I started in January 2023 in a calendar year version, and then I switched to this academic year version in July of 2023 to align with my son's school schedule. I am going to continue working in this current academic year one, and in July, when it's over, I'm most likely going to purchase another academic year Erin Condren monthly planner, and they're going to launch in May or June probably. The only reason I wouldn't repurchase one of these is if for some reason somehow the stars align and Erin Condren comes out with a new life planner, like weekly layout, that looks like my current favorite, like weeks style horizontal this kind of layout that I draw on my notes pages in my monthly planner. This is my favorite weekly planning layout. Erin Condren doesn't currently make this, and I would just love to see that in a life planner. I don't mind drawing it out. I do have fun. It doesn't take me a long time, but it would be super handy if it was already done for me and already dated out and everything like that. If by some crazy chance that happens, which the chances are super slim, but I did ask for it in the survey, I would 100% try that layout for my main planner for 2024-2025. I would also consider using a 7x9 compact vertical layout if that happens, only just because I love the idea of it and I want to give it a chance. I don't really like the A5 size, so I've never been interested, but I love the idea of that, like, lists for each day kind of thing. I don't know, we'll see, but if that were to make an appearance in the Erin Condren lineup, I would give it a shot. The things I love about this planner is that I love to change the covers, and that's just not unique to the monthly planner, of course. Any of Erin Condren's coiled planners that come with interchangeable covers, like, you can do that. So it's part of what I love about this versus other brands. I love the designs, I love the colors, I love this type of binding, this spiral coil kind of binding, a metal one like this. I love that. It's just great. And of course, I can't not mention the paper. I love the paper so much. It's part of why I'm willing to spend this much on a planner. And it's worth it to me to have this beautiful paper that works really well with the juicy gel pens that I like. The cons of using this planner are that it is a Sunday start on the monthly, and I am a Monday start girl. So I have redated mine using some stickers that I made myself, and I just wanted to keep it calm and white, and I didn't want to get like shop stickers, even though those exist all over the place. I made my own, and a lot of people have asked for them, so I'm working on getting them ready for sale. Hopefully soon. They would be printable, and you can either cut them by hand with a slice tool, or you can use your cutting machine. So that's so soon, coming up so soon. So the other thing I don't like about this that I will change going forward is the notes section. I know it's so crazy. In the monthly planner, you have the option to add all of these extra notes pages in the back. You can either get the plain lined ones or you can get the productivity layout that has like the checklist down the side. Okay, so I added that. It's a $5 upcharge, and I'm pretty sure it increases the size of the coil, but I don't know. And so you can see here that I have mine, and I don't really sticker that much. I do use stickers, but not tons of stickers. I don't do like whole kits or anything, but you can see how bulky it is. It doesn't lay flat anymore. Like it won't stay closed. And I think that the extra notes in the back contribute to that problem. It's not a big deal, but I'm also not using most of these notes pages. And so I think in the future, I will either not order them, or if I can get confirmation that it does make the coil a little bit bigger, I will order them, but then probably take them out. Because I mean, I'm only halfway through and it's already getting like really thick, and I just want to see what it's like without it. And it's not like I don't have a ton of other notebooks and notepads and everything all over the place. I'm not going to miss 20 extra lined notes pages. All right, so that is my main catch-all planner, and this is actually the one that if this was the only thing in my planner budget or in my planner, mental energy bank, this would be the only one I had. I would not have any other ones, but I do have other planners, so let's talk about those ones. The next one that is a planner, like that I use for scheduling, is the Cultivate What Matters Season by Season Weekly Planner. For the longest time, I wanted to be a single planner girl, but I realized when I started to take my content creation a little more seriously that I just needed to compartmentalize to keep my focus where it needs to be during the work day. So I'm doing that by keeping my work tasks and plans separate from my home and personal tasks. And then that way, when it's time to work, I can close this, move it out of the way, open this one, and just have those things, and vice versa. And so far that's been working. And I've been using an old Erin Condren vertical planner that was gifted to me during their launch season, and it's been fine, it's working okay. But then when I saw this, I just decided to go for it when it was on sale. So I was using the vertical planner, but I kind of realized I needed or wanted an hourly layout, and then when I saw this one from Cultivate What Matters, I decided to give it a try because their weekly planner is a vertical hourly layout. So I have just kind of gone ahead. I added my name with a Cricut decal, a vinyl decal, and I just added some just notes here for things I want to take notes on. And I'm going to flip to a month that I haven't done anything with yet. So it is a Sunday start as well. We'll get into that in a minute. And then you have the weekly refresh and like a big checklist page, and then you have this hourly layout here, and then you start over in the next week with another weekly refresh. Super simple. I really like that it goes all day. And what I am kind of thinking about doing with this, like I said, I need to not have my work and my home stuff together. I am gonna play around with, so I've already kind of worked out what my first week of January is going to look like, and I just whited out the times that I am not going to be working, and then that way I can use that area for like daily tasks. And then up at the top I just have the content that I'm posting that day, and then in the hourly times, that's where I'm time blocking the tasks that I need to be working on in those specific times. And so that's why I wanted the hourly, and I mean, I haven't used it yet, so we're going to see. If it doesn't work out, I mean, it's just a vertical planner, I can use it however, and I still have that vertical Erin Condren that's good until I don't even know how long it's got at least half the year left in it. So that is what I'm going to be using for work. And I did do like a whole flip through and review of this recently in a haul video. I'll go ahead and like link it up there in case you're interested in seeing more of this. So the pros to using this Cultivate What Matters season by season weekly planner is, first of all, the beautiful floral cover design. I love florals and they do them so good, and I really like the gold foil accents on here. I love that it has quarterly planning pages and weekly reflection pages so that I can like prep my content. That's kind of how I think of the content I want to make, is I think of it quarterly and then I break it down by month, and then the weekly reflections are super handy for making sure that I'm like on track to do what I want to do. And so that's why I chose this one, whereas like the Erin Condren hourly doesn't have the weekly reflection pages or the quarterly goal tracking and goal setting. So that is why I chose this one for my work planner for 2024. The cons of this planner, the things I don't like about this planner: I do not like the binding. And I actually don't like the hardcover. I love how beautiful it is. Obviously, it's so gorgeous, but I have never really liked the hardcovers on planners. I don't know why. They're sturdy and there's nothing wrong with them. I don't know, I just like the plasticky ones that we get with these kinds of planners. And so that's like my main thing that I don't care for, is this type of binding and stuff. But this one is not as bad as previous brands that I've tried that use this kind of binding. I think maybe the holes on the pages might be a little bit bigger, or maybe the paper's a different quality or something. And I feel like it turns fine. It doesn't do that weird squeaky thing. And so far, the little that I've used it so far, it hasn't been an issue. So even though that's something I don't love, it's also not really a problem. The other thing is that this is also a Sunday start on the monthly page. And again, I have created my own stickers to redate this. And you know, that's just how it has to be. That's just how I operate in my brain. I just need that Monday start and I need the weekends together. I think also when we get these weekly reflection pages here, we're losing, because there's like basically there's 4 pages for every week. You're losing, like, it takes up a lot of space, and I think to be able to keep it the size it needs to be, instead of having a sturdy tab for like your monthly tab, you just have a little tab on the regular paper, and I don't really like that. I see why they've done it, and I definitely appreciate the refresh pages more than I would like a sturdier tabbed page. And the very last thing that is so super nitpicky, but it is an issue that I don't know, I don't like. I wish the lines were closer together. These lines are humongous. This reminds me of like kindergarten work, like handwriting paper. It's so, and I write big, so I do appreciate a little more space, but it is a little far apart. And like I said, that's super nitpicky, not a big deal. Anyway, I'm happy to be trying this one for my work planner for 2024. The next main book I have in my stack is also the last of the 3 main planners that I'm going to be touching on a very regular, probably daily basis. So this one is the Cultivate What Matters annual power sheets. It's the goal planner. So I have been reluctant to use a goal setting system in the past, and some of my most popular videos on my channel are just simple DIY goal setting system that I've set up for myself in a cheap dot grid bound notebook. I've spoken in the past about how goal setting overwhelms me and how most systems just weren't right for me. And in full transparency, I was not planning on looking for a goal setting system for 2024. And then Cultivate What Matters reached out to me to try their new, at the time, quarterly fresh start daily goal planner. And since I was feeling frustrated with the lack of direction and focus that I was experiencing at the time with my DIY system, I agreed to try it out. And I really liked the prep work portion in that seasonal, it's an undated daily planner that has goal stuff in it. And I really loved that prep work when I did it in that. And I never used the daily planning pages in that, but I loved the prep work. So whenever they launched the 2024 version of, the Power Sheets, that's like their flagship product, I jumped on it knowing that the goal prep work is like a more robust version of what I had used and loved in the daily planner. I've since completed all of the prep work in this, and I'm smitten with it. I love it. It's just really been a very positive experience for me, and I feel worlds better about my goals for 2024 than I did in 2023 when I was just kind of winging it. I think it was important for me to just wing it like I did in 2023. That experience definitely helped me realize what I needed to find in a system. And I think that's partially why I am so happy with this, is because I figured out what works for me and what doesn't work for me as far as goal setting. And so anyhow, love this. I obviously cannot speak to whether it helps me achieve goals yet, because I haven't actually started. We're at the end of December when I'm filming this. I just think it's fantastic for getting everything out of my head, figuring out what the most important stuff is that I can focus on, and then how to break it down into like doable chunks. So the things I love about this are, obviously I've said it a million times, but the prep work pages, the education on working out goals, figuring out what exactly I should be actually working on, what should I be, focusing my time and energy on. That, I love that, okay? The community is also really amazing. I am part of, there's a Power Sheets Facebook group. It's a private group for people who have purchased Power Sheets. And then there's also Goal School Premium, which is a paid membership. And I bought the annual membership when it was on sale. And then there's a Facebook group that goes with that. And so far, all of the events and all of the discussions in these groups have been so helpful, and I don't have anything negative to say about any of them. And it's just I think that just goes to show, like, I'm at a point in my life where I just really crave that, and what is available through Cultivate What Matters is really, it's working for me right now, so I love it. Also, I really love the designs. I love these florals. I love florals, and these ones are really good. I love the these tabbed pages, and as someone who is crafty and will take planners apart and use pieces again, I really appreciate that this is like a January tab that I can use in the future if I want. I'm not saying I will, but I also don't keep all of my planners, and I am sure I will recycle most of the pages out of here, and I think I would put this back together to be something else in the future if I wanted to. Anyway, the things I don't like about this is similar to the season by season planner. It's still the same binding, the hardcover, the Sunday Start monthly pages, and the line spacing, although the line spacing in this one isn't that bad. And I'm not really using it as a planner, so it's not that big of a deal. Let me find it like over here on the sidebar. So it's not that big of a deal. It doesn't really bother me. Like the line spacing on these pages, like on the tending list, is fine. It's just like this line spacing, I just don't get it, but that's just me, I don't know. And it's super nitpicky, not a big deal. So that is my goal planner for 2024. I anticipate that I will be touching all three of these books every day, save the weekends, because even now, I don't really touch my planner on the weekends. I'll open it and look and see if I checked everything off, but honestly, it's just like, it's really a weekday thing. So these are my three main planners in my planner stack for 2024. Now I want to talk about some supplemental stationery and planning tools, things that I think they're things that are like adjacent. They're planner adjacent is what I like to call it, and they're going to help me just in my regular everyday life. So this here is my iPad, and it's not paper. I know it's not stationery, and you're probably like, blah, I hate digital, but it's fine. I'm not a digital planner. I've tried digital planning. I have the tools to do it. I have an iPad. I have an Apple Pencil. Like, I can do it. I just don't like it. I love that paper feel, and I'm sure you understand and can relate. But I do like to take notes on my iPad, which I started doing when I was in grad school, and it just became a thing that now, like if I sit down to take notes on something, like when I'm learning specifically, it's just like ingrained in my head to use my iPad. And so I want to translate that into journaling, I think this year. At least that's what I'm gonna start out with. Journaling is really important to me. I write a ton, and it's not special. I don't do like the decorative like notebook journaling where I'm pasting stuff in and putting memories and ephemera and stickers and washi and all that. It's literally just paper and pen and go until my hand falls off and I feel better. So I think I want to try that in my iPad this year. And so I have a special screen protector on my iPad that is paper feel. And so that's something that I think it goes a long way to make it feel more like that tactile, like writing in a journal experience. It's obviously not ever going to be the same, but it's this screen protector it really does make a difference. It doesn't feel like plastic rubbing across plastic anymore. And so anyhow, I am going to try to use this as my journal, and I don't use anything special in here. I have the GoodNotes 5 app. They've since come out with like a better version that you can upgrade to that has like more features or whatever. But I just use the GoodNotes 5. I just use their basic the notebooks that come with it, and I usually choose either a dot grid or a lined page. Lately I've been on the lined page, and I just write. I don't do anything special with it. I rarely go back and read my journals anyway, so I don't need them for reference, but this has like, you can search and it will recognize your handwriting, just like if you were like Google searching, I guess. Like you can type in something and it will find that in your notes and stuff. And I don't do that, so that's not that big of a deal. It's literally just digital paper for me. What I love about like having a digital journal is that I don't really have to worry about how much I'm writing or if I make a mistake. And that's really important for me with a journal, as it removes that barrier that often happens with like my perfectionism. So like I'm not worried about, oh, does it look right? Does this little doodle I'm making, does it make sense? Like none of that matters. I can either erase it or just move on or whatever. It's not a big deal. And so it just takes that whole barrier out of whether or not it's like, am I going to mess up my journal by writing like this? And so, like I said, I rarely look at my journals again. They're just to help me work through my thoughts and feelings. They're not for reference. So I don't need to worry about keeping them and archiving them. And so I just delete these when I'm done. Like I've used this as a journal on and off, and I just delete them. I've never, it just doesn't, I mean, you might be horrified to hear that, but I mean, I'm the same with planners. I just don't need it. I'm not going to hoard that. And I'm not worried about that. And that is coming from someone who's an actual trained historian and who, you know, really relies on things like primary sources, like people's diaries and journals and schedules and things. But I'm sorry, my stuff isn't going to be anybody's primary resources in the future. So another thing I use this for is to use it for like the digital workbooks and worksheets that you get for like, you know, like when you sign up for like a webinar and they send you like a little workbook to like follow along with the webinar with, or like freebie workbooks. Like I have like a meal planning workbook and stuff like that. That I like to upload that into GoodNotes and write on it that way, because then I don't have to print it out. I have the worst printer. It's like, I got it for like $20 on Black Friday like 3 years ago, and it just, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's just a pain. And this way, and usually those workbooks, I don't keep them. Once I've like learned what I need to learn from them, I don't need them anymore. But even then, I would have a copy of it in here if I wanted. It comes in handy for brainstorming sessions, like work things, like if I go to work at the library or something, I just can bring this and sit down and scribble everything out. I don't have to worry about taking a whole bunch of stuff with me to make sure I have like all my supplies. And I can just brainstorm, and I don't have to worry about wasting pages in a notebook and stuff like that. you always need somewhere to scribble notes, and then half of those notes are probably never relevant again in the future because it's just brainstorming. So, and then I can keep them if I need to, and they're searchable if necessary, but anyhow, that's what I love about my iPad, and really the screen protector is like the game changer for me. So I'll link that. It's from Amazon. It's like $7 and it comes with two, at least for my old iPad. I don't know if they're different for the newer versions, but I love it, and I would totally recommend this if you do any kind of writing on your iPad. Next up is this Erin Condren Book Lovers Reading Log and Journal. This one's a little bit iffy, but I wanted to include it in the video because I'm trying to use up what I have, and this is something that I have. So I really love the idea of this, and when I was using it in 2023, I really enjoyed using it. So it's got a great layout. There's just enough space for everything that you need to get your thoughts out about the book you're reading. There's really good prompts. It's just right. I like it. There's also like a section for book club discussion and some lists for books you want to read and stuff like that. My problem with it is that most of the books I consume in this season of life are audiobooks, and I'm usually doing something else while I'm listening, and I'm nowhere near my little reading nook where I keep this, and I just haven't been using it. So I do have a reading goal this year, and in my fun category of life and goals, that I do want to try to read 2 books every month this year. Last year I don't think I set a reading goal, but informally it was probably 1 book a month because I was hosting a book club, and obviously I would be reading the book for the book club I was hosting. So I would like to kind of increase that goal to read more than just the book club book. So I thought this might, this will come in handy if I do intentionally sit down to read instead of scrolling my phone in bed at night, which is another bad habit I'm trying to break. So that's why I included it in my stack video, because it is a little journal that I did purchase and I do want to use it up. So that is my Erin Condren Book Lovers Reading Log. The next set of stationery that I am going to be using are these Cultivate What Matters notepads, and I have a ton of them. I have become obsessed with these things, so I was not prepared for how much I was going to love these little notepads. I've always loved a guided notepad, and if I'm being honest, I haven't been thrilled with the choices Erin Condren has been offering lately. And so when I dove into all the Cultivate What Matters goodies during various sales, naturally I gravitated towards their notepads, and they did not disappoint. They're colorful, they're just colorful enough. I love the bar at the top. I love the color palette they use, and I love how functional they are. They're so functional. And since I plan in the monthly planner, I don't have a ton of room for all the little details, and that's how I like it, and that's how I normally need it to be. But there are some days when I need to kind of structure out my day a little more if it's a little bit busier. Same for just projects and weeks, and there's just so many things. This one has come in handy because it's that layout I love when I just haven't felt or haven't had the time to plan out my week and draw it out in my monthly planner. This is a sticky note, and this just sticks right into my planner, and it works perfectly. Anyway, I really love these things. I have them for weekly planning, weekly reflection, daily planning, goal planning, brain dumping, weekend planning, menu planning, which that one's not here. It's downstairs where I do that. They're great, and I love them, and I love that they're just ready when I need them, and I can just tuck them out of the way when I don't. And I think it's a perfect supplement to my monthly planner when I need it, and these are going to last forever. They're not dated or anything, and these are going to get me through many, many years of just extra supplemental planning space. Along those same lines, I also love this Cultivate What Matters Padfolio clipboard thing, and this also has a notepad inside. This one was gifted to me by Cultivate What Matters when they sent me that original that Fresh Start Daily planner I was talking about earlier. I love this thing. I didn't expect to love it. It was not on my radar as something I might want, but they sent it to me, and so I tried it. And I'll never go back to not having one of these. It's perfect for scribbling out like quick notes and ideas and brain dumps. And it's got this large pocket here that I put all kinds of like notes and things in that I'm kind of like still working with. I have in here one of my other notepads from them. This is a brain dump notepad, and I just stuck it in here for the sake of the video to show you. It comes with this line notebook or notepad, and I've used it a ton, and I use it all the time, but I did tear out a few sheets of this to put in the little thing here so that I always have a couple like on hand. And I love it for when I'm in the car and well, not when I'm driving, but like when I'm waiting for my son at his tennis practice. I usually find myself with like 15 to 20 minutes sometimes of just extra time sitting around. And this is just like a really good sturdy spot to plan things out, brainstorm things, and just like write down ideas and just kind of brain dump and use that time more wisely. So this one is like a colorful like confetti design, and they have another one that has like a quote on it, but if they ever come out with like their florals like that they use in the planners and they make one, oh my goodness, I'm getting one. I love this, and I didn't think I would love it, but I do. And I use this constantly, so I'm sure it's gonna make an appearance in my productivity and planner stack in 2024. Similarly, I also have these little bitty notebooks that they make. These are called the Everyday Notebooks. They're just lined notebooks. They all have gorgeous covers. I love this one because I love blue and I love floral. This one matches my work planner, so this is the one that's going to stay with that for any just extra notes I need to take about work stuff. And this one I kind of have reserved to be like if I need to take notes about my goals or anything. I don't know. I have almost every color. Any of the ones that are floral, I think I bought every one of them when they were on sale, and I'm stocked for a while. I know there's so much Cultivate What Matters in this stack, and it's just beautiful and it's functional at the same time, so I can't resist it. Anyhow, these are just basic saddle stitch notebooks, beautiful floral covers. They do fit in the pockets of both of these planners, but they do kind of make it a little bit snug. I do like that I can put them in there if I need to, but I probably won't store them in there. They might just go in there like if I'm carrying it, you know, from place to place or something. Yeah, but not much to say about these other than they're just extra writing space. There isn't really a whole lot of extra note space in these books. This one has plenty, but not in these ones. So these are good to have on hand. And then the other book I have, and this is something you've seen before, it's another, you know, carryover from 2023. This is a Erin Condren Petite Monthly Planner. It was the 18-month planner. They gifted this to me during the monthly planner launch, I believe it was. It was either the monthly planner launch or the life planner launch. But anyway, it's got the Inspire design. It's really pretty. It's got an 18 months of monthly spreads, and then there's a bunch of blank line notes pages in the back. And I am going to open it up to here. And I use this to keep track of my spending and money stuff for my channel. And anytime I do like to purchase most of the supplies and things that I use and review on my channel. The only time I don't is if it's a product that, in order to get it ahead of the launch to make the review video before it launches, is when I need to like get it from the company, and then that is complimentary. But I just try to purchase most of the stuff you see on my channel with my own money, and so because of that, I need to track that. I need to track how much I'm spending and make sure I'm not spending more than my channel brings in. And so that's what this is for. And I just simply have just written, I just used my highlighter, I used the corresponding monthly color just because I like them, and I just drew out just a basic spending tracker, and then I just take notes over here on anything that I need to take notes on. And that's really all there is. There's a pocket in the back that has like room for stickers. I was kind of using these, but I'm not, and they just are sitting back here. And then the monthly spreads, I'm not really doing anything with either. And so there's nothing to show you there. They're all just blank. I don't do anything with those. And so really I could just use one of the lined notebooks like these that I have, or any of the blank Erin Condren ones, but I had this one, and so I'm just gonna continue using this one until it's done, and it's gonna go through the end of 2024. And that is that. So after this is over, I'll probably just switch to just a plain notebook, unless I get another one in a future launch or something. Okay, and then the last couple of things I want to talk about are these little notebooks. So this is a little tiny Zequins notebook that I really love this thing, and I used it for a while just for note taking and like writing lists and stuff, and I would keep it in my purse. And then I switched purses to like one of those like belt bags, and this didn't fit in there anymore, and so I stopped using it. And I got this from Walmart. This is a Pen and Gear mini notebook. It's got a hardcover. It's just like your basic bound book. It's lined, and it has a satin ribbon bookmark, huge, good bookmark. It's got the elastic here. It even has a pocket in the back. This thing, I want to say, is $3. This is like the best value in all of stationery, honestly. And look how cute it is. It's so cute. Anyway, this fit perfectly in my belt bag, so I was using this for just notes taking in for a while. But also the pages are perforated. I didn't even mention that. But so like I have like notes that I've taken, I was able just to rip out easily without tearing it up. This thing, I love it. This thing, I also love it. And they serve the same purpose. It's just based on whatever bag I'm using at the time. And they're not anything special. This one, when I first got it, I tried to set it up as like, oh, here's some monthly stuff. And for a while, I tried to like track my food in it. And like, you see, I had like these sticky notes with a calendar on them, and it just kind of evolved over time. It's just really just a scribble place for me, and I still have like half the book left I haven't used, so this will last for a while. I added an envelope to the back. I just glued it in, and I added this like pen loop. I just use this as like a produce rubber band that I use to keep it closed. I stuck sticky notes back here. There's another envelope and just some other little things. I did a pen test there, and yeah, it's nothing. There's nothing in here that is groundbreaking or anything like that. It's just a notebook that gets thrown in my bag so that I have a notebook when I need it. As tiny as this is, it's also kind of heavy and bulky, and so this one I actually do prefer, but I also want to finish this one and just use it because I want to use what I have. And then the last thing to talk about, this made it into my last video, my last year's planner stack video. This is a Moterm pocket rings, and I got it last year and then thought about using it as a wallet, and then I didn't because, like the other one, it was just too big to fit in the bag I was using, and I just kind of like lost interest in it. I love the idea of planning in something this small, and I want to be the person that does that, but also I'm not a person that takes my planner with me. I don't work on the go. I don't need an on the go planner, and that's kind of like what this is. And I think I want to try using this as a cash stuffing wallet in 2024. I'm still learning about that. I'm still learning if that's going to work for me because most of the stuff I buy is online. I'm just really intrigued by the cash stuffing thing, and I know from experience that like having cash and seeing the actual money before I and moving it from like, well, this is coming out of the bank because I have to spend it on this, like that, it really helps me visualize where my money is going, and I think it helps me make better choices with what I spend money on. And so that's kind of why I want to give it a shot. I just don't know how it's going to work. I have a an envelope that I made out of cardstock, and I had already started cash stuffing with some grocery money in here, and I don't know, I just threw all these coins in there, but there's way too many in there. I gotta take them out. I need to get some more envelopes, and I say get some more, but I think I'll make some more. I don't think I want to spend a bunch of money to make something to help me not spend money, if that makes sense. And I could probably make some more of these envelopes, I think. We'll see where it goes from there. I don't know if it's gonna work, like I said, with I even order my groceries online, so like having cash in the wallet for groceries, I'm still wrapping my head around how that will work. But it's in the stack video because it's a planner that I might use in 2024. So that is my main planner stack, these 3 books right here, and all of the supplemental items that I intend to use during the year in 2024. Okay, so that's the planner stack video for 2024, and we'll see what happens this year coming up, and I hope we will see a ton of these throughout the year. I can't imagine why I would ever stop using this other than if they came out with that layout that I love so much. That would be so much fun if they did. Anyhow, that's it for this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you really liked it, please consider subscribing, because I post functional planning videos on my channel a few times a week. And if you loved this one, you're probably going to like the other ones too. And I would love to see you in the next one. Until then, embrace your imperfections and just be you. Bye.